Hi, everyone. This is Monica Reinagel, and you're listening to the Nutrition Diva podcast. We're talking about omega-3s today and whether omega-3 fortified foods like eggs and peanut butter are a good alternative to fish. Adele writes, "My husband is allergic to fish, so he buys omega-3 eggs instead. Do you get the same benefits from eating omega-3 eggs as you would from eating fish?" You've probably seen omega-3 enriched eggs at the grocery store, and perhaps you've wondered how they get the omega-3 in the eggs. Well, it's actually a pretty low-tech method. They feed the hens flaxseed, which is high in omega-3 fatty acids. And just like you and me, hens that take in more omega-3s end up with more of these fatty acids in their tissues, and that applies to their eggs as well. In terms of protein, both fish and eggs are high-quality protein sources, although you'd have to eat about 3 eggs to get the same amount of protein as in a 3-ounce serving of salmon. In terms of omega-3 fatty acids, there are 2 things to keep in mind. One is how much omega-3 you're actually getting. The amount of omega-3 in an enriched egg varies considerably, from around 100 to as much as 500 milligrams per egg. But the most popular brand of omega-3 eggs claims just 125 milligrams of omega-3 per egg. By comparison, a 4-ounce serving of salmon or just 1 tablespoon of flaxseed is going to give you 6 or 7 times as much omega-3 as a serving of omega-3 eggs, and I'm considering 2 large eggs to be a serving. Of course, not all fish is quite as rich in omega-3 as salmon is. Generally, the oilier ocean fish like salmon, mackerel, and sardines tend to be higher in omega-3, while the milder fish and shellfish are lower. A serving of grouper, flounder, or perch, for example, will have about as much omega-3 as you'd get from a couple of omega-3 eggs. Shrimp, tilapia, and crab are even lower in omega-3s. But the other thing to bear in mind here is the type of omega-3 you're getting. When we say omega-3s, we're actually referring to a whole family of related fatty acids. Flaxseed, chia seed, hemp, and omega-3 eggs all contain alpha-linolenic acid, or ALA. The omega-3 fats that we get from seafood are mostly longer-chain omega-3 fats, including EPA and DHA. These longer-chain fatty acids in fish are far more biologically active than ALA. In fact, in order to use ALA, our bodies first have to convert it into those longer-chain fatty acids. The problem is that this conversion process is not terribly efficient. As a result, eating foods that are rich in ALA, such as flax or omega-3 eggs, will not have the same benefits as eating fish. As I said, there are a few things that affect your ability to convert ALA into those more potent, longer-chain omega-3s. Your production of the enzymes that are needed for converting ALA into EPA and DHA is determined in part by your genetics. Not much you can do about that. Women also seem to be better at converting ALA than men. Again, not a lot of help there. But here's something you do have control over. Decreasing the amount of omega-6 fatty acids in your diet can boost your conversion of plant-based omega-3s. And this is because omega-6 and omega-3 fats depend on the same enzymes for their metabolism. But omega-6 fats tend to be a lot more competitive. They shoulder those omega-3s aside and they scarf up all the enzymes. It's sort of like putting a single bowl of food down for 2 dogs. Whichever dog is more assertive is probably going to get most of the food. So decreasing your intake of omega-6 fats can give those omega-3s a fighting chance. The primary source of omega-6 in the Western diet is from vegetable oils and seed oils, including corn, soybean, sesame, and sunflower oils. If you routinely cook with these oils, you can switch them out for olive oil, which is rich in monounsaturated fats instead. The other primary source of vegetable oils and omega-6s is processed and prepared foods. You see, vegetable oils are relatively cheap, and therefore they're popular with manufacturers and fast food restaurants. So to sum up my answer to Adele's question, the type of omega-3 that you get from omega-3 enhanced eggs is not the most biologically active, and the amount that you'd get is also fairly modest. And by the way, if it's the omega-3s that you're after, don't throw away the yolk because all the omega-3 is in the yolk. You'd get a much bigger dose of omega-3 from flaxseed, chia, or hemp hearts. And then to help your body better convert those plant-based omega-3s into the more active fatty acids, try to limit your intake of vegetable and seed oils. Now, peanut butter is another food that is sometimes fortified with omega-3s. How does it compare to omega-3 enhanced eggs? Well, Smart Balance omega-3 peanut butter adds flaxseed oil to their omega-3 peanut butter, and 2 tablespoons provides about the same amount and type of omega-3 as you'd get from 2 omega-3 enhanced eggs. Jif's brand of omega-3 enhanced peanut butter uses deodorized fish oils to bump up the omega-3 content. So note to vegans, you want to steer clear of this one. In this case, you would be getting the more biologically active type of omega-3 that's found in fish. But here's the rub. The amount of omega-3 in this peanut butter is tiny, just 32 milligrams per serving, or about what you'd get from a single mouthful of salmon. Hey, if you have a question that you'd like me to answer in an upcoming podcast, call the Nutrition Diva listener line at 443-961-6206 and leave me a message. I'd love to hear from you. You can also look me up on Facebook or Twitter. I'm at Nutrition Diva. Transcripts for all of our shows are at nutritiondiva.quickanddirtytips.com. Thanks to my wonderful team at Quick and Dirty Tips, including our director, Kathy Doyle, my producer, Nathan Sems, editor, Beata Santora, and we get invaluable support from Morgan Ratner, Michelle Margulis, and Emily Miller, as well as our wonderful sponsors. But we couldn't do it without you, our amazing listeners. Thanks for listening and for sharing the Nutrition Diva podcast with your friends. Have a great week.